Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, I'm Bridget and this is Wilson. And we are the Plaid Pig Ranch. Hello. Thank you. Oh, thank you. This year was my first year gardening and our first year really starting to work towards our homestead here. And it's a steep learning curve. So I thought I would share with you guys today the lessons learned my first year gardening. Before I start, actually, this is a really good tip, is to keep a journal or a notebook of basically things you did this year, things you did differently, you would do differently, things like that. So when you're starting to plan next year's garden, you have this to look back on. Tip number 1. So let me start at the top here. Seed starting. Not everything needs to be started indoors. Some stuff is better to have directly sown. I made this mistake. I started my beans inside and my cucumbers. And a lot of things will actually go into transplant shock, so they'll die as soon as you transplant them. So some things you can just stick right in the ground and they'll do much better that way. Beans and cucumbers included. Another thing when it comes to starting seeds, I have a note here saying I should start my tomatoes sooner. I found that my starts, once I was transplanting them, were a little on the small side. So next year, I'm definitely gonna start my tomatoes sooner inside. And speaking of tomatoes, prune, 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 prune. And when you think you're done pruning, keep pruning. I thought I was doing a good job staying on top of suckers. For those of you who don't know, are basically when you have the stem and a main branch, suckers will be what grows in the armpit, and those are suckers. It's gonna start a new main branch, which takes all the energy from the plant. Instead of growing fruit, it'll concentrate on growing new leaves. So you really wanna take those suckers off. So definitely try to do at least couple minutes a day. Look at your plants, take those suckers off because you want more tomatoes. Another thing that I really needed to keep up on more was hilling my potatoes. Oh my goodness. So for those of you who don't know, when you grow potatoes, you have to keep adding dirt to it to make like a mound on top of your plant. And you have to keep up on that and keep mounding, keep hilling the potatoes, because if not, they won't really have much room to grow. So that's definitely something I did not keep up on, and there were potatoes just popping up in the ground. Speaking of that ground as well, we definitely need to till it better next year. We didn't even use a tiller this year. We just kind of disked it with what we had, and that did prevent some potatoes from growing as well. And in the 2021 garden, we're going to do mostly in-ground as well. Seeing as the cost of a 2x4 is like $10 now, we can't really expand the raised beds. So we're really going to have to till it properly with a proper tiller, make sure all that soil is nice and loose to have stuff grow properly, to give it room to grow. Another thing I really discovered is herbs need more room than you think. You often see cute little pots on a windowsill, all cute. No. Some herbs, yes, will do well, but dill, no. It needed a lot more room. So this year I'm dedicating a space in my raised beds for my herbs just to have enough room to grow. The last little piece of advice, the last little lesson learned that I have for you guys today is grow something that makes you smile. Honestly, for me, that was mostly my sunflowers. I didn't expect that. Every time I looked out my window or saw a glimpse of my garden, those sunflowers made my heart explode. They're so beautiful. They made me smile. That and things like my purple beans. They're so cool. And honestly, if you're growing the same stuff that just grows in the grocery store, you won't find all that hard work worth it. So grow something that you find cool, that you find beautiful, to make all that hard work worth it. Now, I'm sure I'm missing a lot, and I know there'll be plenty more to learn next year. I'm so happy to share with you guys the lessons I learned my first year gardening, and I will keep sharing the lessons that I'm learning as I go along as well. But the only way you do learn is just to give it a shot. If you're not sure if something is going to grow, just try. There is no harm in trying. And if you don't plant that seed, you won't get anything. But if you just try, hey, you might get something. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already yet. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye now.